Okay, first review of this week is The Trials of a Modern Paladin, The Trials of a Modern Tabletop Group, book number 1, written by Kevin Culp. It is 281 pages, $2.99. It is available on Kindle Unlimited, and here's the author's description. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to become your favorite fantasy tabletop character? Would it end up being a dream come true or a horrific nightmare? What if you were forced to play the role of the character completely and couldn't act out of character even if you wanted to? That is exactly what happens to the protagonist, William Shawcro, in the first installment of The Trials of a Modern Paladin. William is an ordinary young man living an ordinary life when out of nowhere he finds himself in the body of his longtime character, Archaeus, in this isekai-style fantasy story. Forced to play the role of Archaeus and act with his paladin code, he must navigate the shocking new world of magic, all the while questioning whether it's a dream. He quickly realizes that life may not be all it's cracked up to be after facing frightening conflicts and becoming entangled in this new world's politics. While he is quite overpowered, having made it to level 20, brute force can't resolve some situations. Archaeus makes new friends and new enemies during his travels, but will he ever find his way back home? All he can do is keep pushing forward and discover the truth of why he is here. So there's actually a second book in the series already out. I can't go into book 2 without reading book 1, so I'm reading book 1. And I actually give it a score of 7.4 out of 10. It's a slice of life, overpowered, little bitty story where the main character is transported to an RPG fantasy world as his level 20 paladin tabletop character. It's kind of a casual story that explores what it would be like to be in these same kind of tabletop conflicts where you're your character, basically. And again, the main character is max level for his tabletop system, so he's already super overpowered. And I still found it entertaining though, because there are different ways of creating conflicts on any kind of like fighting scale. Like the main character is always overpowered, but there are other social issues, and I really kind of enjoy the way the game mechanics were played out. The game mechanics, well, there are no shown to the audience, rather. No character sheets, no notifications of the story. Instead, the main character describes everything. So you're still getting the game mechanic stuff, but it's not shown in the version of like a table or like written in text with numbers necessarily. It's the main character telling the story, and he's describing to the audience, the reader, what his character sheet looks like, including like some numbers and stuff, and like some of the game mechanic stuff. So you're still getting game mechanics, but it is a little removed, I guess, but it's not hidden from the audience. So it is still RPG, but if you want something super crunchy with like numbers everywhere, this is probably not going to do it for you, but it's still an unreal story. There's also like an interesting mechanic in the story where the main character is forced to role play his character. And it literally changes his responses in the story from like what he was planning to say, and he tells the reader, to what actually comes out when he's speaking to the NPCs, to the others, the other inhabitants of this world, which I thought was a nice little twist to that enforced role-playing aspect. So kind of neat there. Overall, it's a cute slice story, good action with an overpowered main character. If that's something you're in the mood for, I think this might do it for you. Good score 7.4 out of 10 from me again for the Trials of the Modern Paladin, Tabletop Group, book number 1.